us face to face. To stabilize research relation and are indicative of relevant research area to give prospective authors innovative proposition about the ambit of discussion. Some of the sub-themes include reimagining of education in new era, mindfulness, holistic health, spirituality, media management, contribution of youth and women in nation building, and many more. Vishisht Institute of Professional Studies and Research put forward a distinguished blend of offering in the area of knowledge and enterprise in the form of encouraging research. It's our endeavor to raise the standards of this course, and we continue to remain aware in the order to meet with our changing needs of our stakeholders. Today, we have with us guest of honor and keynote speaker, Dr. Dharmendra Mehta sir, Director, Faculty of Management Studies, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Business Management, Vikram University, Ujjain. Guest of honor and keynote speaker, Dr. Saripalli Bhavani Shankar sir, Indian Institute of Management, Indore. Special guest, Ms. Hua Mohammad Wada ma'am from Nigeria. Our chief guest, Dr. Prithvi Yadav sir, Vice Chancellor, Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences, Indore. Guest of honor, Lieutenant Colonel V.K. Gautam sir, conference patron, Dr. Naveen Yogaraj sir, Managing Director, Vishisht School of Management, conference chair, Dr. S.M. Anas Iqbal sir, Director, Vishisht School of Management. On behalf of Vishisht School of Management, I welcome you all to this conference and thank you so much for gathering this auspicious presence over here. Thank you so much, sir. Ma Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge and the art, represents the free flow of wisdom and consciousness. Let's embark a ray of knowledge by offering our prayers to Ma Saraswati and conduct auspicious lamp lighting ceremonies. For this, I request our honorable guest, Managing Director sir and Director sir, to please begin this auspicious function. Please, sir.
Yes, look here. Yes, close. Wait, wait. Here. Okay. Okay, but
Thank you, everyone. For us, guests are equivalent to God. We are known for our hospitality across the globe. It's the part of our code of conduct of Indian culture, taking forward the tradition and the idea of Atiti Devo Bhava. I request Mr. Akshay Johri sir to present sapling to our guest of honor, Dr. Dharmendra Mehta sir. Please sir. Thank you so much, sir. I request Professor Baliram Kulhare, sir, to present sapling to our honorable guest of honor, Dr. Saripalli Mani Shankar, sir. Please, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I request Professor Yogesh Wakhare, sir, to present sapling to our special guest, Ms. Hua Muhammad Wada, ma'am. Please, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I request Professor Priyanshi Dubey, ma'am, to present sapling to our chief guest, Dr. Prithvi Yadav, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. I request Professor Robin Nima, sir, to please present sapling to our guest of honor, Lieutenant Colonel V.K. Gautam, sir. Please, sir. I would like. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to request Mrs. Swati Barod, ma'am, to present sapling to our conference patron, Dr. Naveen Yogaraj, sir. Please, ma'am. Mrs. R.K. Mishra, ma'am, to present a sapling to our conference chair, Dr. S.M. Anas Iqbal, sir. Please, ma'am. so much, ma'am. Now, with our function, I kindly request our conference chair, Dr. S. M. Bal sir, to please present the welcome address. Please, sir.
A very good morning, everyone. It's my immense pleasure to have with us eminent guest on the dais, Dr. Tharmeen Mehta sir, the Director of Faculty of Management Studies, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Business Management, Vipsar University in Ujjain. Chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences, Indore. Guest of honor and keynote speaker, Dr. Sarapalli Bhamani Shankar from Indian Institute of Management, Indore. A special guest, Hawa Muhammad Wada from Nigeria. Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Vijay Kumar Gautam sir, and very own Managing Director and Conference Patron, Dr. Naveen Yogra sir. I, on behalf of entire Vishisht family, welcome you all at this conference. I am highly honored with the presence, esteemed guest of the dais, Dr. Naveen Mehta sir. Even I extend very warmly gratitude to you, sir, because yesterday when sir was coming from Sanchi University to Indore to attend this conference, he met a major accident. But God saved his life and his august presence among us today in this function. Dr. Kunal Soni from Surat. I express gratitude to the guests who are attending this conference through online platform. Dr. Hanna Ulasik from Ukraine, Dr. Ridwan Tony Dim from Malaysia, Dr. Jaka Aminata from Indonesia, Dr. Amit Flora from Amazon, India, Dr. Padam Shri Umatuli from New Delhi, and many more. Dear student delegates, my colleagues and team members, ladies and gentlemen, I am very delighted to be here today for the opening of this ninth international conference on reboot, reimagine in business and socio-economic development at cleanest city of the country, that is in Indore. My first bench of thanks goes to Almighty God, whose omnipresence has helped us begin this academic event with peace. Thank you, God. We have come a long way in the journey of international conference being hosted by Vishisht Institute of Professional Studies and Research. And at this moment, I feel great joy and expedition standing before you to begin with this academic gala event. This scene reminds me of the famous article named Preface to Prince Teng's Pavilion from Wang Bo, the literature from the ancient Tang dynasty. He said, "Today we are so lucky to have all the four things at once. They are nice day, beautiful scene, simple joy, and pleasant event. And it is even more precious to have hospitable host and respectable guests with frankness to each other." In COVID-19 era, we all face a very different and difficult and more challenging environment. It was unprecedented crisis with devastating health economy, and social effect around the world. I want to start by saying that we are thankful to Almighty God, so you and your family members are healthy and cope well in this challenge. I also want to express my deepest condolence to millions of people around the world who were suffered to COVID and lost loved ones in this pandemic. But now we all came back in new normal. I am saying the new normal because it is not a old normal. That is rethink, reboot, reimagine and rebuild. It is our first conference conducting on hybrid mode, that is online and offline. It is possible because reimagining of our practices which were learned from the curse of COVID-19 pandemic. More than 200 delegates are attending this conference in person and virtually platform on Google Meet. Live streaming of this conference is also keeping at this social platform like Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. We have rebuilt ourselves as in this edition of this 9th International Conference, 138 selected research papers are going to be published in Scopus Index Journal, UGC listed journal, Skyline Business Journal Dubai, CAB International Journal and ISBN books. It is enormous feeling and gesture to be a host of this conference at Vishisht School of Management, Indore, after the gap of 2 years. We were the onlooker of the past 8 conferences, so by the grace of Almighty God, all were that set the benchmark and some achievement and motivations itself, so those made us to rethink forward. Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 more successful conferences of Vishisht School of Management, we now venture toward the 9th International Conference. From an insightful concept, it has developed to a memorable conference. Personally, I am extremely proud of this tradition where we host scholars from different walks of life to discuss about socio-economic challenges and appealing institutions. I greet the recipient of prestigious Vishisht Seva Samman 2022 to Padam Shri Dr. Umatuli, which will be conferred here in this function. Divine Spirit has always blessed us and wish it keep showering so we may create a benchmark of success. I hope we are going to have a cheerful and gratifying time organized all the day. So we are sure that this conference would leave long-lasting memories and a strong legacy to emulate. I wish you all a most memorable and fruitful day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you so much, sir. Your words means a lot for us. I request our Managing Director, sir, Dr. Naveen Yogaraj, sir, to please deliver his introductory speech. Please, sir.
Very good morning to all of you. 9th International Conference holds a special part because International Conference इस कॉलेज के इंसेप्शन से हो रही है. It has been a gap of 2 years because of COVID. So although we are on our 11th year, but the conference is of the 9th number. So it's strange, but special place. After COVID, it's good to see it happening on a physical mode. I was reflecting on conferences और मुझे लगा कि conference इतनी important क्यों होती है. तो अभी वापस से कोरोना के बाद में रनिंग और थोड़ा सा जिम स्टार्ट किया है. तो हर रोज ये यशवंत क्लब के ग्राउंड पे मैं 5-7 किलोमीटर दौड़ता हूँ, अकेले दौड़ता हूँ। और साल में एक बार इंदौर मैराथन होती है, 2022 में भी होगी, सॉरी अब 23 में होगी फरवरी में, तो सबके साथ दौड़ता हूँ। So what happens is when you run alone, you think that you're very good, right? And when you run with everyone, then you're like, you know, he's better than me, he's better than me, he's got a better training method, he's got a better control over his heart rate. He looks untired after running 21 kilometers. So क्या है? And then you compare notes. यार I train like this, how do you train? हाँ मैं ऐसा करता हूँ, आप कैसा करते हो? मैं डेली 5 किलोमीटर दौड़ता हूँ, आप कितना दौड़ते हो? Conference is somehow like a marathon, right? We do our researches alone, we do our papers alone, and we think that we are good enough. But when we come to a conference and we have peers analyzing our papers, we have somebody else presenting, कोई और अपने से अच्छा present कर रहा है, किसी की teaching pedagogy अपने से अच्छी, किसी का explanation अपने से अच्छा है, that gives us a benchmark कि यार हम यहाँ हैं, हमको यहाँ जाना है, and then you compare notes कि यार how are you better, how are you a better inspiration to me, how can I make myself better? So I think that's a fair comparison of how you compare conferences to, let's say, podium. It's a lame comparison. I was not prepared for a speech, so I was like, might as well speak on this theme. What I realized was that it is an important event, especially for the academicians, especially for the students, because you get to listen to ideas. For ideas, it is said that you meet 4 kinds of people, right? So first is, they talk about the latest cell phone in the market. Here, नया phone कौन सा है? Then you meet the second people who talk about the latest car या bike का model कौन सा है? And then you meet the third and fourth people who talk about either spirituality or who talk about what is the best new business idea in the market. So हम लोग third और fourth category के लोगों से आज मिले हैं. I was in the room. I was speaking with Gautam sir. He was talking about spirituality. Now we're going to talk about business ideas and how to move businesses forward. So I think it is our attempt to connect academics to the industry. I think it is our attempt to give what we owe to the society, because it is often said that academia, industry ka gap and all that, but we have to make efforts to bridge that gap, because it is easy to be negative, but it is very difficult to be optimistic. So when the glass is half empty, half full, it is always good to say that it is half full. So with this, I leave all of you. I hope it is a good knowledge exchange, because there are a lot of speakers. I don't want to bore you to death. So I would wish you all the best, and I hope this is a very pleasing and a knowledge exchange and mutually beneficial conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, the most awaited moment of this conference has finally arrived. It is the moment of pride and joy for the Vishisht family. It is now the time to release the conference souvenir. So I kindly request all our guests to release the souvenir. I also request Editor Souvenir, Professor Ranjana Rajat ma'am, to join the guests for the releasing ceremony. Please, ma'am.
Look here. Look here.
Thank you so much, delegates. Thank you so much, our esteemed guests. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I would like to introduce our guest of honor and keynote speaker, Dr. Dharmendra Mehta sir. Dr. Dharmendra Mehta sir is Director, Faculty of Management Studies, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Business Management, Vikram University, Ujjain. He is also extending his services as Head of Department of Commerce, Vikram University, Ujjain. He has more than 25 years of PG training, research and administrative experiences in various responsibilities entrusted time to time. He is also a member of Board of Studies of Faculty of Management Studies, Vikram University, Ujjain. In addition to this, Dr. Mehta is also performing key academic and non-academic assignments of reputed state, central, open, prestigious private university and institution. He has also served as Assistant Proctor with Vikram University, Ujjain. He is UGC NEET qualified in management, double postgraduate in Faculty of Commerce and Business Management, PhD in management and holds a bachelor degree in law. He has undergone few SSPs, premier academic institutions like IIT Roorkee, IIT Mumbai on technology business incubation. Under his research supervision, 8 research scholars have been awarded PhD in the Faculty of Management Studies. His area of interest also includes marketing, women entrepreneurship, new venture management, family business management. He has been awarded and adjudged Best Paper Presenter in international seminars, conferences of repute. He was also awarded prestigious Vishisht Shiksha Samman in 2017 for his outstanding contributions in the field of higher education. He has co-authored books entitled A Handbook of Communication Skills, Practice and Elements of Commerce and Management. He has also contributed as an associate editor in prestigious Indian Journal of Accounting. He has authored several research papers, articles on management-related themes in national and international journals of repute, edited books and proceedings. With some of the prominent research work have been cited, referred by scholars in their research endeavors in India and abroad as well. He is also on the advisory board of Lingaya's General Professional Studies, on the editorial advisory board of MVN International Journal of Higher Studies, MVN University. He is also a senior member of IEDRC, International Economic Department Research Center. As a chess player, he has won the Madhya Pradesh Higher Education Department State Championship. He has participated in Young Scientist Conference. His supervision doctoral research work encompasses a wide range of business industries, sector-specific problems, addressing society and corporate issues. At a large scale, BPO, career planning issues, sector services issues like tourism, higher education and IT, newspaper industry, related promotion issues, civil aviation, retail sector, and his latest work covers the largest event management on the planet like Mahakumbh Sihast in Indian perspective, holy and the ancient city of Ujjain, research work on Indian SMEs. His supervision works on Indian M-shopping efficiency of Indian banking, perceived satisfaction towards services quality, employee engagement and underwriting. Now, I request Dr. Dharmendra Mehta sir to please come and address the gathering. Please sir.
वर्णानाम अर्षद्धानाम रसानाम छंदसामपि मंगलानाम च कर्तारो वंदे वाणी विनायको भवानी शंकरो च वंदे वंदे श्रद्धा विश्वास रूपिणो याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धां स्वान्तस्थैमीश्वरं वंदे बोधमयं नित्यं गुरु शंकरं कृतं यमाश्रितो हि वक्रोऽपि चन्द्रं सर्वत्र वंदे वागर्थादि संपृक्तौ वागर्थ प्रतिपत्ते जगतः पितरो वंदे पार्वती परमेश्वरो. I, from my core of the heart, express my sincere thanks to this very loving and affectionate 9th conference, our host institution, I must say a very good morning to my sharing dais. We have a very distinguished luminaries in form of, sitting to my right, Professor Dr. Prithvi Yadavji, Vice Chancellor, Symbiosis Technological Skill University, who is the chief guest of today's event. I must also share my very warm good morning with Dr. Naveen Narangji, who has been very loving and affectionate and inviting and always very cordial and always imbibing good sermons to the students, and he wants to see that all students who are studying here must get a lot of good English knowledge. I also share my good morning with my colleague, Dr. Sarpalli Bhavani Shankarji, who is from IIM Indore, faculty member from IIM Indore, and our one of the guests from Nigeria. I may be wrong in pronouncing her name, Dr. Muhammad Wada, if I am correct, who has come from all the way from Nigeria to attend this conference, sharing dais, and Professor Lieutenant Colonel V.K. Gautam sir, a personality, a charming personality, who is always there to share his blessings and rich experience of Indian Army. And what I like most about him, that he loves to be called a teacher above all. So I also have shared good morning with you, sir. And not last, not but the least, the person behind the show, Dr. Anas Iqbal sir, who has ensured that we all come here, and he has ensured that the students get the best of the best inputs by way of this 9th conference being organized today at Vipsar campus. I have been given a very heavy responsibility to address this gathering in form of a keynote speech. But luckily, being the first speaker session, my task has been made easier, much easier. When I was looking at the conference theme, what a perfect conference theme they have set. Look at the word reboot. Look at the word reimagine. Two best fitting words just after the COVID period we have come across. Almost now a year's time has gone past. And what we are witnessing today, that students, especially young scholars who are listening here, all part of the country they have come, I would like to emphasize 3 more R's. One, they have covered, reboot. Second one is there, reimagine. The third R, I would like to emphasize in this today's session, rethink. Our scholars must rethink that what kind of problems they are going to address, what kind of the research problems, what kind of community-driven research they are finding. So just to do rethinking. Until unless we do not come with the third R, rethinking, we have to come out with a good qualitative research by way of reorienting and rethinking our dimensions. Before coming to this dais, when we were there sitting and a lot of idea sharing was going on, all the dignitaries sitting on dais, we were wondering that how these young scholars, research scholars, MCOM students, BCom students, BBA students, young faculty members, young research faculty, you must go for rethinking of your ideas, because your ideas are going to change the future shape of society. Why the 9th edition is coming up? Why this Vipsar college is going for continuous, except the corona break, they have been arranging conferences. Because they want to come out with new ideas, ideas which can change societies, ideas which can change your future. Because I was going through the skills, how the skills are changing. So without rethinking, you are not going to be successful. Another R I would like to add in my address, that the students must reorient. Without reorienting your whole structure of the biodata, of your curriculum vitae, your resume, you are not going to become successful. Because nowadays, maybe one of the speakers may cover entrepreneurship, one of the buzzwords. I am not in that domain, but I would like to emphasize Reorientation would come from your skills. What kind of skills you are going to imbibe upon? How you are going to reconfigure your skills? Because degrees we have seen, a lot of degrees we have seen in markets. All universities, all colleges are providing degrees. But at the end of the day, your skills matter. What kind of reframing you have in mindset? So I would emphasize upon from the young scholars, young faculty members, audience who are online. I've been told that more than 136 papers are being today presented in various sessions. So the scholars who are listening, young faculty members who are attending, they must take back the message from this dais, from this conference, take away that reorient your students' mindsets. Without changing mindsets, you are not going to be successful in the corporate world, in the community, in the society, even in the family. So the second R was reorienting. And the third R, which I must not forget to share with you, that you have to reshape. Reshape your whole, your body, your soul and your mindsets. So these are the three important R's I would like to cover in my keynote speech. Because what happens, Dr. Dan Siegel, who is one of the most authors you must read, you must go through, Dr. Dan Siegel, what he says, that rethinking, reshaping and reorienting only enters in mindsets when we are not worried. If you minimize your worries, I see a lot of young faces. There are faces when my keynote will be over, when the guest speaker will be over, when the inaugural session will be over. Make your mind worry free. The moment you are going to be worrisome free, I am telling you, you are going to put in all these three R's personality. Because corporate world, business world, outside world, this hall, they require not young corporates, but they also want a healthy soul, a healthy mindset, a healthy human being. So I will not take much time because there is a lot of gentry of the speakers are there, and I would really thank the host for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to share this August gathering. I compliment all the young scholars who are going to present papers, and I hope that the next 6 hours of this conference will be very fruitful. So thank you to one and all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for gracing the audience by your words and telling the actual meaning of reboot and reimagine of the context which we have presented today. Thank you so much, sir. Moving forward, Vishisht Seva Samman recognizes the researcher and philanthropist and social worker who are aggressively leveraging challenges to make society more proactive, productive and essential. To judge this, we have a distinguished panel comprised of academicians, social workers, civil activists from every section of society. This year, the panel has recommended one name for Vishisht Seva Samman 2022 for the outstanding contribution in the field of social services. Vishisht Seva Samman is given in the memory of Srimati Bhagwati Devi and Pandit Mansaram Gautam Shahji. This year, the recipient of Vishisht Seva Samman is Dr. Uma Tuli. Dr. Uma Tuli is a recipient of Padma Shri Award from the President of India. She is the founder of Amar Jyoti Charitable Trust, rendering rehabilitative services at Delhi and Gwalior with a holistic approach of providing inclusive education, vocational training, medical care and self-employment within one campus. She has a multi-faced personality of an educationalist, a social worker, rehabilitation professional and a sport. Amar Jyoti's affiliation to the University of Delhi and Indira Gandhi National Open University have not only sensitized these august institutions in the country to the needs of persons with disability, but also has helped such persons to get a rightful place in society. Amar Jyoti Charitable Trust is recipient to 2 national awards for the best institution in 1991 and creation of barrier-free environment in 2005. Dr. Tully has consistently spearheaded the cause of people with disability. She was the first non-bureaucrat appointed by the Government of India as the Chief Commissioner for Persons with Disabilities from April 2001 to April 2005. Dr. Tully initiated participation of children with disability in Republic Day Parade in 1995, which was a historic first repeated in following years. Dr. Tully is doctorate in English Literature from the University of Delhi. The University of Manchester also awarded her M.Ed in Special Education. She was conferred Doctor of Laws, honoris clause from the Roehampton University, London. Because of some unavoidable consequences, Dr. Tully could not be here in person, but she is with us in virtual platform. On her behalf, I request Lieutenant Colonel Dr. V.K. Gautam sir to please accept the reward in person. I'll request throughout guests to please give the reward.
Yes, ma'am, you can say that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am, you can speak.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. At the outset, I would like to salute all the organizers of the country and all those who have considered my name for this prestigious award, especially Sir Norton. I know him personally, and I know what kind of work he is doing. So I'm sure he has that piercing eye of finding out who is doing more. I consider it to be a great privilege in me. Feel sorry about not coming personally. It was something unavoidable, and I'm sure you will all understand and forgive me for my absence. But I thank you all from my heart and really feel that it is a great moment to receive this prestigious award. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your words means a lot for us. Thank you so much. Moving ahead, I would like to introduce our guest of honor of this inaugural session, Dr. Saripalli Bhavani Shankar sir. Dr. Saripalli Bhavani Shankar sir is Associate Professor, Indian Institute of Management, IIM Indore. Sir is Fellow Program in Rural Management from Institute of Rural Management and IRMA. Sir has done his postgraduate diploma in business management from Ambedkar Institute of Management Studies, Visakhapatnam. Sir was also co-chair General Management Program for Executives and coordinator Rural Engagement Program 2021 and 2022. He has attended Global Curriculum, Central Learning at Harvard Business School, Boston, US. He also attended Case Study Analysis Program at National University of Singapore. He has authored many research papers and published in reputed international ABDC journals. Now, I humbly request our guest of honor, Dr. Saripalli Bhavani Shankar, to please come and present his views. Please, sir.
Good morning. Dr. Naveen Yograj
Managing Director Vipsar and the conference manager. Guest of honor, Dr. Dharmendra Mehta, Vikram University. Special guest, Ms. Huwari Mohammad Wada from Nigeria. Dr. Prithvi Yadav, Vice Chancellor, Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences. Dr. Anas Iqbal, Director Vipsar, and Dr. P.K. Gautam, mentor. That's how I see him in my brief interaction before we started the program. Esteemed faculty members of Vipsar, conference delegates, participants of Vipsar, and friends, a very good morning to all of you. I would like to thank the director and the management of Vipsar for inviting me to this 9th International Conference on Paradigm Shift in Global Business Scenario and Socio-Economic Development. I was invited to speak on the topic Reboot, Reimagine Business and Socio-Economic Development. It is a very interesting topic, just like my predecessor said, especially when we are coming out of COVID and we are interested in rebooting ourselves, rebooting the society and rebooting the business. And what more is important, I think for a management institute and for all the scholars associated with the management education is to think of different ways in which we can reboot the education system, reboot the business and reboot the society. I think it is a very, very important topic that was chosen, and I really appreciate the management for doing that. And the first thing that comes to my mind is that every business is to work towards planning for normal disruptions from now on, and also be war ready almost, so to say, to be future ready for all the future pandemics or some such situations to come, which are unpredictable. I think we as management scholars need to support in that endeavor. Having said this, I would like to present my views on rebooting the business using some of the elements which we discuss in marketing classes and management classes. The first important component or the factor that we need to work on is customers. Now all of you management students understand that customer is the king. So are we really respecting the king? Or we have forgotten him or her because they have moved to the online world. So we need to remember them, we will do that. Then employees. I think these are the most important elements who drive the business for an organization. And whether they work from home or whether they are working from your office, I think we have to keep their welfare in mind. So we will discuss a little bit about that. And processes and policies of an organization which are going to create that ecosystem which will help connect between the employees and the customers or stakeholders of an organization. Then most importantly, the community or the society for which we are producing knowledge, we are producing products and services. I think those things need to be kept in mind. And most importantly, to put things in perspective, I think what is the value proposition we are offering to all our stakeholders? I think that needs to be taken into account. And finally, reinvesting in the society. Because as management scholars or management students, I think we're not simply interested in making profits, but we are also interested in reinvesting those profits into the society so that we will be better off, not just with respect to our brand image, but also we will benefit because of reinvestment. More and more industries would come up, more and more people will be pulled out of poverty. Socio-economic development of the society is very much possible. So to begin with, first customers. Businesses of all sizes need to realize the importance of being closer to their customers, especially in the post-pandemic world, because the online world is always competing with the physical world now. This is nothing new from the marketing perspective, but I think business needs to reorient themselves, need to reboot themselves in this direction, in the sense of connecting themselves back to the customer. And this may give rise to opportunities in the post-pandemic world as to what are the new products and services which will be useful to the customer, and can we make ourselves ready to produce those products and services and make them available. And
having deeper insights, and that's where I think the research scholars like you come into play. To understand what are the customers' needs, I think research needs to play a larger role in terms of immersing themselves in the markets and figuring out what is it that the new customers want, and how can the old companies, the legacy companies, still connect themselves with the new world. I think one example that comes to my mind in terms of customer excellence or customer relationships is Taj Mahal Hotel, Bombay. I think all of you are aware of the unfortunate incident on 26/11. This hotel came to limelight, and I think one important thing that was, that kept this hotel apart from any other luxurious hotel in the world is that their employees were willing to sacrifice their lives for their customers. This you will not find in any other hotel on the planet for sure, which is the reason why the Unilever's chairman, who was hosting his retirement party on that day, said that even after the attack, even when some lives were lost, he said any future parties of Unilever must be held in Taj Mahal Hotel in Bombay. I think that's a great achievement for the hotel. And this is an example that many organizations which are involved in service to follow. That is, how can we create that ambience that customers would like to come back to us and they feel really the sense of family with us. Then comes the employees, the next element. Organizations need to find ways in terms of creating connections with their employees, invest in their well-being, both physical as well as mental well-being. And this is what is going to help them to completely invest themselves in the organization's progress and contribute towards the profits at the end of the day. And again, I would like to quote Tata Sons, because this organization has truly expressed or truly stood as an example for what is called a family. Because many a times you hear people saying that we are all one big family, but we still find loopholes in such examples. Whereas Tata Sons, I think, proudly stands as an example wherein employees do feel and always give best possible ratings for the work environment that these organizations were able to provide. Then moving on, policies and robust processes are very, very important because they create that ecosystem in which the employees and other stakeholders thrive. So how can we create robust policies and processes based on which a particular program can be a grand success? Now here I would like to quote the Swachh Bharat as a best example, because we Indoris are proud to have won the best clean city in the country award many a times, and we are constantly looking forward to winning more accolades for the city. It was all possible largely because of the policies that were adopted by the government. At the same time, the way it was implemented in different cities in this state as well as in Indore city. Moving on, community and society, because we are working for the community and society. I think us reinvesting back into the society and wherever possible contributing to the welfare, I think is very important. So here I think of Unilever's hand wash campaign, because this organization even pre-COVID was telling us to regularly wash our hands and protect ourselves from deadly diseases like diarrhea. Finally, value proposition, wherein you're interested in talking about what is good for the customer. We have to think about what is the benefit, what is the risk, what is the cost, and what is the price that they are going to pay for the product. Sorry, I'm sounding like a professor. I am a professor, so you have to bear with me. So I think we have to understand these elements and put together some nice elements. And best example that you can think of is Apple, which is constantly innovating and thinking about a best value proposition to be offered to the customers. And so finally, can we think about reinvesting whatever money that we have earned into the society so that we'll be in a better position. And this example comes from my alma mater, that is Amul. It has always reinvested the money that it has earned from the society back with the producers. So I think the young managers and the research scholars, if you think on these lines and do your research, probably will help the industry reboot itself and reimagine itself. Thank you so much for your time and patience. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, sir, for your views. Now, it's my privilege to introduce our special guest, Ms. Hua Muhammad Wada ma'am. She is a Nigerian citizen, belongs to Hausa Filming tribe. Before she started her career in public relations, she studied sociology at the University of Abuja, Nigeria. She studied journalism and mass communication in Shada University, India as her first degree, and then went ahead to pursue her dreams by gaining admission to study Masters of Science MSc in Journalism and Mass Communication in Public Relations. After completing, she served her nation for a year. She took a job with an estate development company as a marketing executive for 6 months. Then she worked with a photography company. Now, I humbly request our special guest, Ms. Hua Muhammad Wada ma'am, to please come and present her views. Please, ma'am.
Namaskar. Actually, my Hindi is a bit bad. And good morning, all. It's a glorious event that I didn't see coming, but I'm glad I'm here. And I'm really, really happy to be here. Saying happy is an understatement. So all dignitaries on there, experienced and respected research scholars, experienced academicians, prospective entrepreneurs from all over around the world, ladies and gentlemen. To be here on this 9th International Conference of Vishisht School of Management, it's an honor to be here, all the way from Nigeria, even though I've been in India for quite some time, and I know how it works. I have been here and I understand the language and the people. I am really honored to be here. For sure, I know everybody is really waiting to know what I have in my pocket on this interesting topic of reimagining business practices and development. And after what all my seniors have already said about the COVID-19, I can say because after the COVID-19, it changed everything about businesses. It changed the world. It changed the perspective of businesses. We now look at business from another angle entirely. As a mass communication personnel, a PR personnel, I can say business now went from analog to digital. We see business as taking it up and doing business via online. So to come to the topic, I have noted a few words that I think India has the great economic system, have created a very good economic system. For my time being here in India, and I understand, sometimes I so wish, why did I become an Indian? Or why am I not a fully an Indian? Because Indians have the best strategy when it comes to economy. And I'm really proud to be part of you, and I'm really proud to be part of this occasion. So today, I want to stress that social economic development is like any other development, emphasizing progress in terms of economic and social factors within a geographic unit. Economic development raises the level of prosperity through the increase in production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. Social development is, on the other hand, the complexity of social dynamic, interplay of social structures, processes, and relationships, and focuses on the social concern, the people as objectives of the development, and people-centered, which are approach to the development. So businesses is a major driver of social economic development, and social development is a major determinant of any country. By creating jobs, training workers, building physical infrastructure, preparing raw materials, transferring technologies, paying taxes, expanding access to products and services ranging from food, healthcare to energy to information technology. Companies affect people's assets. So here I'm going to stop a bit. Why we say company affects people's access or assets is multinational companies, I say, are the backbone of a good economy. And India has one of the greatest multinational companies. They are good, they are more of the exportational country, not importational country. And they've built a solid economic system when it comes to multinational companies, where everything in India is produced in India. It has created a stronghold of economy. So as a result of this, business should be interested in measuring the social economic impact of various reasons, ranging from corporate social responsibility, reducing costs and risk, to creating and capturing new opportunities. To reboot or reimage our business practices are essential components of this inaugural conference. We all know that whatever is gotten rebooted or reimaged, it means it's being measured. And with this guide, we want to address the area which has so far been neglected by too many businesses. Rebooting and reimaging in businesses practice and social economic development. This is the keen accelerated business efforts in India. Scaling up solutions will not happen without a solid understanding of what works and what does not work. And having a sound business practices and ethics on ground is a fundamental to obtaining this development. Business as usual is not an option anymore. For future-proof economy in which 9 billion people living in within the limits of this planet by the mid-21st century. To reboot or to image the social economic development, both indigenous and multinational companies operating in India are expected to offer a great array of innovation, solutions to tackle environmental and social challenges. They are benefiting from doing so. This requires redefining measures of success. These guides prove the variable starting point, and I'm eager to galvanize business leaders to reboot and reimage the rules of the game. We are at a tipping point. Why I say we are at a tipping point is when the COVID came, it was something we never planned for. But when COVID came, it changed our mindset. It made us plan for the future. It gave us a paved way to understand how whatever we're attacked with such incident or pandemic, we know how to go about it. So we are trying to take another turn, which is very important, and I'm glad we're taking this turn and we're looking into it for our future and for the next generation to come. We need to work together to reboot and image our business practices for the social development in the world entirely. So with this little piece of keynotes I have said, I think I've already wrapped it up into summary. There is no need to go deep into it. We know all, and my fellow seniors, experienced academicians, and well-educated people beyond me, thank you, sirs, have already said everything, and I'm glad to be among you. And thank you very much for this honor, and I'm glad to be here. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your views among us. Today, we have with us as our chief guest, Dr. Prithvi Yadav, sir. Dr. Prithvi Yadav, sir, is Vice Chancellor, Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences in Law. He has completed his education from Indian Agriculture.
The conferences, when we organize in the academic institutions, the success of the conference depends on the participation. and participation, that's too by the local host institutions. And that I see here the participation by the host institution, particularly by the students, faculty members, and the other research scholars. So I'd like to thank all previous speakers on the dais. They have discussed the theme of the conference, but I would like to bring it some point which you would like to take it forward in the conference in following technical sessions. I was going through some of the reports, particularly those reports which are the World Economic Forum report on future of consumptions in 2022 in India, that is the next decade by 2030. I'm also going through the report by PwC on 25th Annual Global CEO Survey report. So based on these two reports, and also the kind of the predictions, the kind of the market viewpoint they have visualized by 2030, after seeing the COVID period, after seeing the economy bouncing back, and just last month, our economy had taken over the German economy, and now we are the fourth largest economy in the world. That shows the development, the progress, the economic path we have taken, particularly after the COVID period. And that's true when we see the report of the World Economic Forum. They say that next one decade we are going to witness more than 1 billion new consumers. And that too, after the fourth industrial revolution, the fifth revolution we are entering, and that is going to change the complete landscape of the consumption pattern in the entire Asian countries and particularly in India. The domestic consumption has been estimated that which is today the 60% of the GDP is expected to grow to $6 trillion by 2030, which gives you the whole lot of opportunity as a developing nation, as a developing country. Also, the kind of the growth pattern we are seeing in our country, particularly by the upper middle income group. From middle income group to high income group, the kind of the distribution today we have, that is 1:4, which is expected in next one decade is going to narrow down is 1:2. And that would give a whole lot of dimensions of the economy development. Another very important aspect which the World Economic Forum has predicted that yes, next one decade we are going to uplift the 25 million households out of the poverty line, which is today the 15%, and in next one decade it is going to be just 5%. Another very important aspect which we are going to witness in the next one decade, that is the kind of the consumer we are going to witness. They are all coming from the liberalization era. those consumers born between 1980 to 2000, they have not witnessed the kind of the mindset which we have seen, the mindset of the saving. This new consumerism which is going to come in next 1 decade, that is the free from the utilization process, that is going to change the complete shape of our economy. And the most important, that yes, nearly 10 to 12 million working persons are going to be added in India annually in next 1 decade, and that would be critical to provide them the gainful and more formal employment. That would reduce the skill gap of today. So these are the challenges, these are the expectations, these are the market predictions about our economy we have. Now in this conference, rightly pointed out that yes, it's the rebooting, it's the reimaginations in our country, particularly after the COVID period. I would expect that is in the day-long proceeding, through the technical papers, there would be more highlight, there would be more discussions, there would be more insight in these three aspects. And also, how do we see our economy? How do we see our workforce? How do we see our skilling? Since today we all talk about the skill-based education. And skill-based education, that too in level, when skill, level of the skill, type of the skill changes every 6 months. So how do we fill this dynamic gap? How do we provide this as an opportunity to our the young workforce? So these are the challenges, these are the opportunities. I would expect that in the day-long conference going to be addressed by different scholars, research papers, and by the technical sessions. So my best wishes to all of you, particularly for the organizers, for organizing such a wonderful concept, making all of us together to deliberate on this topic, on this particular theme, and taking forward our economy. So my best wishes to all of you, and thanks to you all for inviting me. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. We have with us virtually a very renowned music composer, singer, performer from Bollywood, Mr. Sarit Datta, who wished to give warm regards for the 9th International Conference. Please, sir.
आसमां को कर ले पूरे बन जा तो विशिष्ट बन जा तो विशिष्ट बन जा तो
Hi, good morning everyone. This is Sarit Datta, singer, composer and music producer. How are you? Hope you are rocking. My warm greetings and best wishes to the chairman, Dr. Naveen Yogaraj Nadanji, and the director, Dr. Anas Iqbalji, Vishisht School of Management, Indore, faculty members, all delegates, all participants, and all young and lovely students. I am happy to be with you on this 9th edition of International Conference on Business and Social Development. I am also happy that our new song,
hashtag Dil Ki Dhadkan Sun will be releasing tomorrow on my official YouTube channel, Sarita. From our team, our lyricist, Dr. Naveen Mehta sir, is with you. Like and love our new song, like you loved our earlier songs. Enjoy live and best wishes again. Watch out teaser and tomorrow be with us in the premiere. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As a mark of remembrance and gratitude, we would like to present memento to our guests. I request Professor Anuj Sharma sir to present memento to Dr. Dharmendra Mehta sir for the valuable time and input he has shared with us today. Please, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I request Mrs. Bidangi A. Narang ma'am to present memento to Dr. Prithvi Yadav sir for his valuable time and input he has shared with us today. Please, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I request Mr. Narendra Patel sir to present memento to Dr. Saripalli Bhamani Shankar sir. Please, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I request Professor Pratibha Sharma ma'am to present memento to Ms. Hua Muhammad Wada ma'am. Please, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I request our conference organizing coordinator, Professor Robbie Pima sir, to propose of thanks. Please, sir.
A very good afternoon to one and all present over here. It's my pleasure and privilege to propose vote of thanks at 9th International Conference. First of all, I would like to thank Prithvi Yadav sir for gracing the occasion. Then I would like to thank Bhavani Shankar sir for coming with us. Respected Dharmendra Mehta sir for gracing the occasion. Ms. Wade for gracing the occasion. And Lieutenant Colonel Dr. B.K. Gautam sir, mentor of the Vishisht conference, to be on the dais. Now I would like to thank our conference chair, Dr. Naveen Yogra sir, for believing in us and giving us the opportunity to organize such events. Last but not the least, I would like to thank Dr. S.F. Anasipal sir, Director, Vishisht School of Management, for giving us an opportunity and believing in us to organize such an event. Last but not the least, to all the delegates who have spared their time and sharing their valuable contribution towards the conference. Thank you. One more.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. There are some important announcements. Now it's time to start our technical sessions. All the presentations of technical session 1 will be held at the auditorium only. All the presentation for the technical sessions 2 will be held at end